As promised, external CSS. Take this style sheet right here, which might look familiar because I just renamed it and saved it accordingly. It is now style sheet CSS3, style sheet target 3, which means I'm going to paste things in it that match what we see here. Let's do that right now. And just for kicks, body is also a tag, so of course it's going to be affected by CSS. But how do we refer to it in here? Well, for that purpose, we look at the last document and just take this. The link type is text/CSS, a CSS text document. It's a style sheet. I don't know what rel means, probably related or relative, but the href would be the file. And since it's in the same folder as the page, we don't need to specify a folder or a subfolder or add so many dots and a forward slash to do who knows what. So let's remove these for the moment. Which means everything's going to return to normal. But that's okay, because that's what we're going to do. Fun fact, you may have noticed that NBSP was used, and NBSP was used to specify multiple spaces in order to tell a document to stop ignoring the excess in spaces. But that only applies to text outside of tags. Inside of tags, when you're referring to file names, a space in the file name is %20. So outside of tags, it's and NBSP. Inside of tags, it's %20. Something's not right because this isn't working the way it's supposed to. Okay, I see why. There we go. There we go. No. You need to see this. These two are CSS documents. This one is a text document. I need to save it accordingly. That's what I'm going to do right now. Things haven't changed yet. What's going on? Isn't that the correct name? It is. So what's so different about this that I'm not seeing here? Link doesn't have a twin. Well, yes, it does. Yes, he does. His name is Twilight Link. We're referring to HTML CSS. What is going on here? Oh. Oh. That's what's going on. I have to save the file first. For inline let me try it again. For inline internal CSS, you don't need to save the file. But I forgot one very important thing. For external CSS, it needs to know where it is, and it needs to know that's right next to it, and not in a folder or inside a folder, 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 inside a folder. So we need to save the file. We're going to put it right next to it. Excuse me? It's in the same folder. What's going on? I am very confused, in fact. Okay, that does it. W3 Schools, help me out here, please. Yeah, well, I'm just looking around to see how. Let me try this now. Perfect. There we go. Apparently that works too, because the way that it works in the last document was that I did it through Blue Griffin and not on my own. So, to make your life easier, there's your answer right there. This is what happens when Blue Griffin does it on its own. That it's linked. This is what happens when you do it on your own. And it matches exactly what we see in the external CSS document. So with this, your life will be made just a little easier because you can put things inside, you can put things outside of a document instead of, you can put things in a separate document instead of putting it internally or in line. And even Firefox, even W3 Schools agrees with this. With just one file. I don't need to explain how CSS works using external CSS because it's exactly the same thing as internal CSS, not inline. While inline CSS is basically the same as all three of them, it doesn't fit itself into the same tag. Instead, while internal CSS just simply puts it somewhere in the HTML document itself, external CSS does the same thing by taking everything within the style tag and throwing it in its own document. No tags necessary. So thank the W3C for creating CSS, or we would have a hell of a lot of problems. There is one more thing left for me to explain. It's something I had, there's a lot for me left to explain. Let's get started with that right now, in fact. We can kill all these and just start with Yep, you're about to see the difference right now. We're talking about padding and margins. Padding creates space outside of defined borders. Padding creates space inside the borders. And the order is top, bottom, right, and left. This is wacky. Why do right and left share the same middle value? It's not even in the same order as the last one. It's top, right, bottom, left for the first one. But over here, it's top, right, left, and bottom. Where bottom gets its own separate value instead of left because it would have been the last. Yeah, this is confusing. But the same thing applies to padding, basically. So let's do this right now. We're going to refer to H2 for this. And now we need to try. So the padding on the left has changed by 20 pixels. It's been pushed to the left. What happens if we add the margin of H1? H1's already here. Let's just do this. Basically the same thing, except one's for spaces, one's without. These are the last two things I want to talk about before I got into forms. Forms, yes. Forms. So let's do a quick review before I cut the video. Padding refers to the space inside of any borders, while margins refer to the space outside of these borders. With that, I'm going to quickly get into forms. Because after that, it's tables. No. Forms have to wait. I have to explain images. Images and links. Those are two other things I also know. Okay, let's do it. Images and links.